Hi guys, I'm Rohit Arora from Gizbot, and Panasonic has joined the artificial intelligence bandwagon with the launch of company's latest smartphones, that is Panasonic Eluga Ray Max that I am carrying on my right side, and the Panasonic Eluga Ray X which is on the left side. So both the handsets are exclusively available on Flipkart, and Panasonic Eluga Ray Max is launched in two storage variants. One is with 32GB and the other is with 64GB. The 32GB storage variant is priced at Rs 11,499 and the 64GB storage variant is priced at Rs 12,499. Talking about the Eluga Ray X, the smartphone is launched with the 32GB internal storage that can be expandable by up to 64GB with the help of microSD card slot. However, Panasonic hasn't mentioned anything about this expandable storage on Panasonic Eluga Ray Max. Both the handsets have 16MP rear camera and is designed from aircraft grade aluminium, especially the Panasonic Eluga Ray that feels quite sturdy and compact in one hand. For one hand operation, this is quite suitable because the handset has compact form factor. And on the right side we have the volume rockers and power buttons, and up top we have the 3.5mm headphone jacks, and here we have the micro USB 2.0 port for charging and speaker units. The Eluga Ray X gets the speaker unit at the rear side. Eluga Ray Max also offers you a fingerprint scanner integrated on the home button that you will not find in Eluga Ray X handset, because this is a budget handset. However, we still know that most of the companies are providing a fingerprint scanner that Eluga Ray X got a miss. And besides, the smartphone supports smart gesture and runs on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. Actually, both the handsets runs on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. However, we cannot show you the Arbo virtual assistant that the company is pitching, because the virtual assistant will be landing on these handsets on April 15th. Yes, on April 15th. So we will give you the performance review of Panasonic's Arbo virtual assistant in the coming week in our comprehensive review. Talking about the display, the Panasonic Eluga Ray Max offers you a 5.2-inch Full HD display, and the Eluga Ray X offers you a 5.5-inch HD display. This smartphone, Eluga Ray Max, is powered by a 1.4 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon octa-core processor, which is paired with 4GB of RAM to take care of multitasking. However, this smartphone comes with a quad-core 1.3 GHz processor. Panasonic hasn't mentioned about the processor type for Eluga Ray X, and this comes with 3GB of RAM to take care of multitasking. Talking about the battery, here we have 3000 mAh battery unit that also supports Qualcomm 3.0 quick charge, and here we have a 4000 mAh battery unit that does not support quick charge feature from Qualcomm. The handset supports 4G VoLTE and seems quite decent. As I mentioned, both runs Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and the good thing is that Panasonic hasn't added any gimmicky layer on the top of Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and both runs stock Android UI. That is one of the highlight, I would say, because most of the Chinese brands offer their own Android operating systems layer on top of it that makes things difficult in everyday usage. However, the Japanese company Panasonic hasn't provided any gimmicky layer that will make performance quite smooth in everyday usage. Here we have the 16MP rear camera. Let me show you what we have in the camera settings. So lots of settings are provided, lots of modes and filters are provided by Panasonic. You can record 1080p videos, you can create smile shot, you also have touch capture, you can set the picture size, and there's anti-flicker mode. Besides, you also have video mute mode, and you can customize these modes as well. The Eluga Ray Max offers you an 8MP front camera with a flashlight, and Eluga Ray X offers you a 5MP camera with flashlight. During our brief usage, I have found that the camera quality, the front camera quality, especially about the Panasonic Eluga Ray Max, is quite decent, and it captures good selfie pictures. However, the picture quality from rear camera is not that impressive, and when you compare it with the recently launched smartphones like Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 and other smartphones priced around at the same price point, this handset's rear camera does not hold that much ground. And however, we will evaluate their performance during our comprehensive review in the coming week. So stay tuned on Gizbot. Do subscribe our Gizbot YouTube channel for the latest videos in the world of technology. This is Rohit Arora signing off from Gizbot. Have a good day.